What does type 2 diabetes actually do to your body? So, most people think that type 2 diabetes starts when your blood sugar goes up. It usually doesn't. The process often starts years earlier when the body has to produce more and more insulin just to keep the blood sugar normal. So, insulin is not bad, but insulin is actually trying to protect you. Its job is to move sugar out of bloodstream and into your cells where it can either be used for energy or stored for later. In the beginning, your blood sugar may still look normal. Your A1C still might be normal, but the body is working harder and harder behind the scenes. Over time, that can show up as weight gain around the middle, increased hunger, cravings, fatigue after meals, high triglycerides, a fatty liver, high blood pressure, and difficulty losing weight. Eventually, the body starts becoming less responsive to the insulin that you're making. Now, the pancreas has to produce even more insulin to do the same thing. For a while, it can keep up. Blood sugar may still be relatively normal, but eventually, your blood sugar starts creeping up. First, you get impaired fasting glucose, then you get prediabetes, then type 2 diabetes. And here's why that matters. Sugar is supposed to move out of the bloodstream and into the cells, where again, it can be used or stored. When too much sugar stays in your bloodstream for too long, it can begin damaging your blood vessels throughout your entire body. So your blood vessels, they're like highway system of your body. They deliver oxygen and nutrients to your heart, your brain, your kidneys, your nerves, your muscles. Over time, this elevated blood sugar can injure those blood vessels. That's why type 2 diabetes increases your risk of heart disease, having a heart attack, stroke, kidney disease, nerve damage, vision loss, poor circulation, slow wound healing. So by the time someone receives a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes, the process has often been developing for years. So that's why I wish more people knew what their fasting insulin was. Not because insulin is the enemy, but because an elevated insulin can be one of the earliest warning signs that the body is really struggling to manage energy properly. It's often the warning light before your blood sugar becomes the alarm. If we identify metabolic dysfunction when insulin is elevated but blood sugar is still normal, that's often the ideal time to begin implementing lifestyle changes and potentially prevent the progression to diabetes. But once someone has progressed to type 2 diabetes, especially if their A1C is significantly elevated, we're in a different sort of situation. At that point, blood sugar may already be high enough to increase your risk of damage to your blood vessels, your nerves, your kidneys, your eyes, your heart. Can lifestyle changes still help? Absolutely. Can people improve their metabolic health? Absolutely. But this is often where we need to be more open to using prescription medications as tools while we work on the underlying problem. I don't view medications as a failure, and I don't necessarily view them as a life sentence either. I often view them as a bridge, something that can help lower risk and reduce exposure to the elevated blood sugar while we begin to implement the nutrition that's needed, the movement, the sleep, the stress management, building muscle, lifestyle strategies that support the long-term metabolic health. The good news is that the body wants to heal. Many of the same things that help prevent type 2 diabetes can also improve your metabolic health and reverse or put type 2 diabetes into remission. That's, again, building your muscle, prioritizing your protein, walking after meals, getting adequate sleep, managing your stress, spending time outside, reducing processed foods, and choosing a nutrition strategy that helps your body maintain healthy blood sugar and insulin levels. For some people, that may include a very low carb or lower carb approach, maybe even nutritional ketosis, which you know I love to use as a tool. For others, it may look different. The goal is improving metabolic flexibility and helping the body manage energy more effectively. Because the goal isn't just lower blood sugar, the goal is better better metabolic health. And the earlier we identify the problem, the more opportunity we're going to have to change the trajectory before complications develop. If you'd like help understanding your labs, a review of the medications that you're currently on, or exploring whether metabolic health coaching is right for you, you can visit my website, lyndsaycarlson.com, linked in my bio. I do offer some of those services. And as always, though, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, you can always leave them here. You can use the contact form on my website. Your body was designed to heal. Sometimes it just needs the right support, the right information, and the opportunity to do what it was created to do. So follow along. I would love for you to interact and stick around. I hope you have a blessed day.